Welcome to MARC Matters, a monthly TV series produced by MARC Inc., MARC of Manchester, that focus on people with disabilities and their success and challenges to live, work, and enjoy the community. Well, here with Marsha Platt and Karen Stulat. Oh boy. I'd like to welcome you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Karen, what do you do at MARC and how long have you been there?
I am the vending coordinator, and I've been with MARC 2 years.
What type of work do you do at MARC and how long have you been there at MARC, Marshall?
About four months, maybe more.
How long has the vending service been in operation, Karen?
The vending service has been in operation since 2004. Our first site was, of course, MARC in-house, and then we branched out to the Manchester Post Office.
Now, Manchester Post Office, which post office?
The main branch, right on Sheldon Road.
Marshall, what type of vending machine do you service?
Well, the first one I saw was the food, and it was sandwiches and grinders and all kinds of good sandwiches where people would really relish to eat.
It's a
You're
fresh
making me
food,
hungry.
a fresh food machine. And what about the other machines, Marcia?
The other machines are
Snap.
it's the candy machines, yeah, and all different kinds again, like popcorn, Kit Kat,
And the
Snickers.
And how about the coffee machine?
And then the coffee machine is, we make sure that it's spotlessly clean first before we put anything in it. Then we count them all up and make sure that they're all look nice and when people come in to look at it. And then we get the sugar ready and everything ready, and table nice and clean. Make sure everything looks really, really nice. And that is one of my main jobs.
Marcia's very good at the coffee. She cleans up the area and supplies all the coffee, sugars, cups.
I should know. I worked with her for a while. How many sites do you have in the community, and what's your biggest site?
We have 7 different vending sites in the community. Like I was telling you earlier, our largest is the Manchester Post Office, and we just acquired a new site in the industrial park here in Manchester, so now we have 8 total.
Can we all go to the post office? Marshall, what site do you like the best service to serve and why?
I like them all because I can learn how to learn my reading much better, and then I can learn money, which I improved when I ask her to help me out with a certain number. She helps me out with a certain number, and I think it's really improved a great deal to me.
Yeah. Marcia has done very well in her, she counts the machine for the product before we put it in, and then we fill it, and she also counts what goes into the machine.
Karen, how many people served by MARC and are trained in vending service?
Right now we have between 10 and 15 that are trained at any time. We do train them in-house at MARC, and then for each site we take them out into the community to do the vending sites with us.
Marsha, have you made friends at the different sites that you
Yes.
saw?
Yes, I have. I have made so many new friends. I can't even count them all. They're really, really wonderful people that I met.
That's good. That's very good. Karen, what's the best part of your job?
Well, there's a lot of really, really good parts of my job. I don't really have a best one, but just working with our people and in the community, and it's very rewarding.
And especially working with Marsha.
Especially with Marsha, yeah, of course.
Karen, how are the proceeds from the vending operation used to benefit MARC?
All the proceeds go towards our people's recreation as far as dances, parties. Like they just had a really wonderful Halloween party at Illing High School, and there was pizzas and sodas and all kinds of games, and there was a top costume awarded. That's what all the proceeds go towards.
Another one for Karen. How do you acquire additional vending sites?
Well, right now I'm put together some letters and send them out to different businesses, and then call them, follow up with a phone call, and then stop in. And maybe Marsha and I, after we've done a vending site, or one of our other persons, Jack Sullivan, will stop in and call on them and ask them if they're, how their vending service is. Are they happy with who they have? If not, if they'd like to give us a try.
Talk about Jack Sullivan. I know that guy so well.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to.
Karen, if someone that is with Watch has a business and would like to have MARC for vending service, who should they contact?
They can contact myself at MARC at the office. The phone number there is 646-5718, or they could contact Kevin Zingler, who is the Director of Marketing, and leave a message for either one of us at any time, or email us.
Okay. Marsha, anything else you would like to add about vending services?
Well, I would like to say this thing. It has been a really rewarding job for me, because I could not use my hands very well, and now I can use my hands very well, and now I can learn how to put my candy in the machines and everything, and I can come up when work is done. I can go out with a great big smile, and that's it.
Karen, before we go, I'd like to ask you one more question. What are the hours for doing this?
Well, it depends on the size of the account. Like if it's just a snack machine we're servicing, we're probably there for an hour. If it's a larger site where we have many different machines to service, it can be up to 2.5, 3 hours.
Oh boy, I would like to have your job. But I see I have no more questions for them. I'm sorry I'm out of time with them. But actually, I've got a lot out of this. I wish I could have the jobs. I'd like to thank Karen and Marsha and we'll be back with our next guest right after this. I'd like to welcome you back. We're going to be talking to Steve DuPont. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm quite well today. And yourself?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Okay, how long have you been with MARC Inc. and what do you do there?
Well, I've worked for MARC a little over 1 year. I started out as an employment specialist, and then I became a contract coordinator. As a coordinator, I look over the employment, and I also assist with trying to obtain jobs with the development crew.
What do you offer within the mailing service?
Within the mailing service?
Yep.
We offer a variety of functions. I mean, we staple, we fold, we collate. We also do inserts. Any professional thing you can think of with mailing, we do. we do a lot of wafer sealing, many different things.
You do mailing for the Thanksgiving Day race?
Yes, actually we have. We've done that for a few years now.
Now, how does that correlate on getting the mailing list out to the people that are going to do the race?
How does that work?
Yep.
More or less, we receive a call from a company, and that company will be asked various questions, what their particular needs are, and from that we can derive an actual quotation for what the product will be. And we actually have a facility separate from the main facility where we produce the product. For the Manchester Road Race, we've done things in particular. We've done folding and insertions, and we've actually done a variety of things that are done.
I know people that have done the road race, and they're in DDS. What is the term around the time for jobs?
Well, it depends upon the particular job. I know for small shreddings, if you're dealing with shreddings, can be anywhere from a day on. We've had some large shreddings and mailings that can take about a week to cover. We also do all other sorts of things outside of the mailing service and the shredding services, which can take roughly a month to complete.
What is the smallest and largest job you can do?
Well, for both of the mailing and shredding services, we don't have any particular size requirement, which is great. Businesses can depend on us to be able to shred any particular amount. I mean, regardless whether it's a pound or 5,000 pounds. I mean, we've had customers who've had less than a pound, individuals asking for less than a pound. They're quite happy to see their bill when it's less than a quarter.
I would love to see a quarter of a bill. What towns do you provide free pickup and delivery?
Well, we actually provide free service for the town of Manchester, and we try to reach out to other towns to provide that sort of service, but that's dependent upon the actual amount of shredding there is. I mean, for example, it wouldn't be cost effective if we obtain shredding, go pick up shredding from, let's say, Middletown, that's only about a pound it's worth. It would be cost effective. However, if, let's say, an individual or a company in Middletown has, let's say, 1,000 or more pounds, it could be cost effective for us to pick it up, and it'll also be beneficial for the customer.
Tell us about a few of the companies that have authorized the service and what you did for them.
Well, actually, there's a large variety of companies. We've done from small businesses to, believe it or not, towns. And I mean, for example, we've done the town of Glastonbury. We did a shred for them, well over 3,000 pounds worth. We've done mailing services for Northeast Utilities recently. We've done many types of things for many businesses, whether it be small or large.
Okay. How long have you been offered shredding services to the public?
Shredding services? Let's see, probably since the 1990s. I'm thinking more toward the early, and I don't know a precise date, but I would guess pushing 20 years.
Who can take advantage of these services?
Oh, anyone could take advantage of these services, which is really, really great. We have individuals who would just like a few things mailed or shredded, and they're welcome. They're welcome to come to MARC. They're welcome to have us pick it up. We also have businesses who require things, have specific demands that we are more than anxious to take care of. We're really very much open. And what's great is that we try and keep everything as confidential as we possibly can.
Do you volunteer 5 days a week for shredding?
Shredding services are done. We shred nearly each day. Most days are consumed of shredding, whether it be at our prime location or our second location. Now, our services are actually from the operable hours of 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's Monday through Friday.
What type of documents should be shredded?
Oh, I think anything that contains personal information, whether it be telephone numbers, names, social security numbers, anything that's pertinent that you would not want to share with the public. Anything that's out of date that needs to be tossed, but it's too important just to put into the garbage. It needs to be removed from society in a sense of just being shredded. Things like pay stubs, bank statements, that sort of nature.
Excuse me. What kind of confirmations and complaints do the people solve?
Well, what we do is we issue a certificate of destruction to all people and companies who have their documents shredded with us. I sign it myself to ensure that the customer that, you know what, these documents are shredded. I take pride in knowing that the people who I work with are doing their job properly. I try to check on individuals as well as other staff so that things are done in a manner that's most appropriate for a proper business shred, regardless of whether it's individual or not, whether it be a business. I try to keep in mind that in the same manner, how would I feel if I wanted something personal shredded? So I know I personally would want personal documents to be shredded in the utmost confidential manner. And what's great is that we at MARC have several different areas to shred that can be confidential because of the particular people who are working on the items are quite assistive in those manners.
What are the benefits of using MARC Inc. for those services rather than another company?
Well, first thing that comes to mind is that when dealing with MARC, you're assisting people served. You're dealing with people of particular needs, and that you're empowering them in a way that gives these people the ability to make choices in society of, oh, I would like to work by shredding. Oh, I would like to be able to do mailings. They're giving employment to these people.
What should someone do if they want more information or would like to realize one of these services?
Well, there are several ways to contact MARC Incorporated specifically. One thing is that you can ask for me, Stephen, at MARC Incorporated. Our number is 646-5718. That's an 860 number. We also have a website, as well as you can actually stop by MARC Incorporated on West Middle Turnpike.
I'd like to thank my guest, Stephen DuPont, and for more information on how to shred your things, your documents, go to www.marct.org, or you can call MARC at 646-5718. And I'd like to thank my guests for joining me, and have a pleasant day, and see you next month.